Hello, Stamper. Welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm Franz Martin, independent demonstrator with Stamping Up at frenchiestamps.com. Today, it's a great technique to use scrap paper. Right now, I'm just going to use regular scrap paper. You can do this technique also with designer series paper. It would be perfect. I know many times we get all those scrap paper laying around and what to do. And I get quite a bit of different technique to use the scrap paper. So let's do the diagonal scrap, I'm going to call this one. So, hmm, this paper looks something on it. So it's no right and wrong. I'm using the in color of 2023 to 2025. And this is what I get. We're going to crank it up a notch a little bit compared to the other one. So I like to have a smaller strip than bigger strip, but like this one, I get big, I get different size. There, they don't touch. At the top, they touch. It's no right and wrong, okay? You can use any way that you want. I'm going to start with my glue here. And I like to put my glue right at the top of my paper so then I get less to clean in the back, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that right here. So the first one that you put, it's pretty much the pattern that you're going to follow along, okay? Now I'm going to put another one here. This one, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the back of this because it's very tiny here. Et voila. Now I'm going to keep on going. Like I said, I like to use smaller strip than bigger strip. Before you put the glue, you want to make sure whatever the strip that you plan to put right at the top, this one I'm going to touch it. Well, maybe just a little gap in between. So I want to show you that no matter the way you're going to glue it, it's okay. It's no right and wrong. Now I need a big strip for here, and this one will work. Okay. And so just because this one is so long, and I'm going to put it in the back. So you can put it in the back or the other way, whatever you prefer. So I just try to keep the same diagonal line, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put this one here. And then the next one, we're going to touch it. And I'm going to put, so I don't follow no pattern, meaning this color, that color. If I get two touching together the same color, it's okay, and so on. Now I'm going to use a bigger pebble here. I absolutely love the new color. I know some of you, it's not as bright as you want it, but for me, that love neutral color, this speaks loudly to me. Oopsie, I went off there. So I'm going to twist that back. That I think it's the thing that you want to try to keep, except you're going to have, it can make something else, right? And then I'm going to use a blue right here. See, it's going to go off, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how that's going to work. So I'm going to have just a little tip. Here we go. Okay, now I told you we're going to crank it up a notch. We're going to emboss this. You can always use like different embossing strip, but really I want to show you little work, right? So I'm going to remove this. My scissors going to have to be clean after this. So that's why I try to put my glue right on my the layer here. But sometimes it works better if you put on your strip. But you know what? My scissors going to get clean. Et voila. So now I'm going to bring an embossing folder and we're going to emboss. So before I get, so sometime I use W40, whatever I get on in, or I get the adhesive little pad remover. You get that like with the hospital thing, like for the Band-Aid. So just be careful when you clean your scissors. I'm going to remove this here. And we're going to emboss it. But before I emboss it, let me share. If you want to stamp, then you would have to stamp before you emboss. And depending you're embossing, sometimes stamping it, especially greeting, it's harder to read. So this time, our greeting's going to be in a circle, but we're going to emboss this layer. I got my time worn 3D embossing folder, my to go embossing folder most of the time. We get a new embossing folder that I cannot wait. Well, we get more than one, but the one that I cannot wait to get, it's the brick and it's kind of wash off at place. Cannot wait to get that. So your stripe gonna face you. So the Stamping Up logo face you and your paper face you. Let me emboss this quick. Okay. Oh, I really like this. It's like a distress, and I love like vintage distress. For me, it's amazing. So now the next step, it's the next layer. I get pebble pad, and this one I did the muddy mauve. And for me, I mean, I'm a blue person, right? I love blue, but this year the in color, my two favorite are the moody mauve. I don't know if it's because of the name. I just love saying that, and the pebble pad. Both of them I absolutely love. But seriously, I love all the in color this year. Yes, including the wild wheat. Love it. Love it. Love it. Now I got this is 1 3/4 and 2 inch. The yellow, it's about biggest wish. And then quiet meadow that I stamp my flowers. Now already stamp inside my greeting and my flowers that was from the flower. The greeting sending that is very best occasion. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead. So it is a great way to use all that scrap paper, and like I said, this would work with designer series paper. You can Mod Podge all that. Now for the flower, I use the Pedal Park Builder Punch, and this is one that you're going to see me use a lot. That's the one that we get flowers with, and it's quick. You know that I like something quick. Uh, I I do dice, but it's not one thing that I do a lot. Okay, so for me, the Pedal Park, it is awesome. Did I glue that? Yes. So I'm gonna put that about right here, a little bit lower, right here. See that mauve on that pebble? It's just lovely, yummy. So what I done with I use my pick tool, but the back side of it, and don't poke yourself, and just squeeze. You can do it on your foam pad also, but this one I just did it on my hand. See, and put this one. You could sponge the tip also, do more, but here we go. And then for the leaves, and that's what I like about this. You get the leaf, you get the tree flower, just squeeze it together and squeeze it together. So very little effort to do, and you get a nice embellishment. Now I'm going to use the glue dots in the, oops, let's start the medium. I like to build the entire flower, and then after that put it on my cards. It looked great to have like dimensional in between each layers of the flower, but I'm thinking of mailing here. But if you want to have more depth, oh, it looked very lovely to do the all the layers. Now you're gonna say, well, if you mail that, it's gonna get crunch in the mail. Yeah, it's gonna get flatted a little bit, but you would be surprised how much it still keep the shape. Now I'm gonna come right here, or should I do right here? I should have stamped my hello a little bit higher. Well, it's there now. Here, crunch this. Now my leaves, I'm going to open this up here. And one point, it's more pointy. That's the point that I keep. I get loose right here. And then open this one. Like I said, in the leaf, you see more rounded. I like the pointy one. Both of them are great. So whatever, sometimes I like more the rounded. Oops, I lost my, I don't know where it went. 1 minute. We're going to fix that here. Here we go. Depends. Sometimes I want more rounded leaf. Right now, I want more pointy. So they were together and they're crunch a little bit. I'm going to take another glue dot. You know, I'm a big fan of glue dot. I call that my duct tape in my craft room. Now I'm going to put that right here. Now for the center, I'm going to try to push that just a little bit. Here we go. For the center, I use the adhesive dot in color, and I'm using the wheat one. The wheat, I some people give very not nice name to it, but to be honest, it's almost like a gold. Really, it is a wheat. So it's a beautiful wheat color. Now, this one, to lift up there, like I said, those glue dots fix everything in your craft room. Et voila. So now crunch that a little bit. Et voila, my friend. So what do you think? So see, you can have your writing this way, or you can put a circle. All the same, this one get more of smaller strip, get a little bit more strip, get more in between. So it's no right or wrong. And let me show you close. I really, really, really like the embossing. See how it's just one more little step, but see how much it adds? I really tends to go with the embossing. So that is it for the diagonal scrap card. I hope you enjoyed this. All the the measurement. I'm gonna have the measurement of the layer, not of the strip, because really use whatever you get or just cut little strip. And so the biggest one is 1 inch, and my smallest one, it's even less than a 1/4 inch. So just use whatever you get on hand. And I will have the measurement of the layers, the color that I use, the punch, and so on will be right on my blog. Right below, you get the direct link. Thank you so much. Till next time, happy